In the metals quadrant today, some late day strength in gold, keeping it above that psychologically important 1800 level as we finish the day, up a little bit more than 1/4%. On the highs today, 1821.90. That was 54 basis points higher, so a little bit more than 1/2%. Similar downside, but stayed above 1800 again. 1803.40, that was down almost exactly 1/2%, 49 basis points. Gold reversed toward the end of the day and is now only down about 13 basis points this week. Gold started the week down almost 1/2%, 40 basis points to be exact. Gold is now up 8.3% since those August 9th lows. Global inflation was part of the bid that we saw in gold later in the day. EU year-over-year inflation jumped to the highest level in almost a decade, 3%. That's the highest since October of 2011. And that actually pushed yields a little lower. That news, along with some weak data in the U.S., pushed yields in the U.S. a little bit lower, which gave a little bit of a bid to gold later in the day. Yields came back a tiny bit in the U.S., which might have been part of why gold came off the highs, but still finished positive. That EU inflation now being discussed by some ECB governors in interviews, specifically Holtzman, where he basically said that they need to talk about pulling back some of the stimulus. I'm paraphrasing, but essentially global inflation is now in the view of gold investors, not just U.S. inflation. Euro was kind of behind the U.S. in that part of the equation. Also, the dollar, which we're always looking at with all commodities, the dollar was higher, but came off its intraday highs, still finished higher in the day. The euro was much stronger earlier in the day off of that EU inflation news, but came off the end of the day only up 0.06% against the US dollar. The dollar was flat against the pound today and up 0.05% against the yen.